Welcome to the channel, everyone. I hope you guys liked that intro there. I wanted to find a unique and, you know, a way to uplift you guys because it's you guys, right? It's not really me, it's you guys, who keeps pushing the stuff and all that. So I hope you guys liked it. But anyways, today we're going to be talking about the pale horse, or the rider on the pale horse, and his family. Anyways, before we get started, I do regular biblical videos on Mondays. Every Thursday is a Warhammer 40k lore in the Bible series. And then also my reaction series. I'm going to start doing that again, but I'm going to do it, with whatever I want, right? Instead of just being a Warhammer thing, I'm going to do Warhammer and maybe even Old World Warhammer and other stuff, whatever cool things that I see or something like that. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, and if I've earned a like and subscription, please consider doing so. But anyways, so Revelation 6:8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. Okay, pay attention to these two parts here. Death and hell followed with him. Now, I'm going to show you these are two entities here. Death and hell. Right here. Job 26:5. Dead things are formed from under the waters. Now pay attention. Dead things, right? Or in the land of the dead, basically, are formed from under the waters, and the inhabitants thereof. Hell is naked before him, and destruction hath no covering. So now we're getting a little bit into the identity of this character. Yeah. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth. So, them. So these are two entities, right? I know I keep saying that, but anyways, over a fourth part of the earth, so they have power as well, to kill with sword and hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth. This is gonna, I got a video coming down the pike too about an animal apocalypse, which Book of Enoch and all that. Anyways, I digress. Okay, now we're going to talk about the destroyer, right? So we have, hell is naked before him, and destruction hath no covering. Okay. So Shiva. Shiva is known as the destroyer, with the Trimurti, the Hindu trinity, which also includes Brahma and Vishnu. Now, I was wrong on this guy. I was thinking he was, the Prince of Tyre. But no, he's the destroyer. It says it. You know what I mean? I don't know why. I I wasn't 100% sure on who this part, the beast's father, right? The son of the serpent that it talks about in Enoch and all that. Anyways, so we'll bring all that up. Okay, the Shivite tradition, Shiva is a supreme lord who creates, protects, and transforms the universe. In the goddess-oriented, pay attention to that part, okay? In the goddess-oriented Shakta tradition, the supreme goddess, Devi, is regarded as the energy and creative power, and the equal complementary partner of Shiva. Excuse me. Shiva is one of the 5 equivalent deities in the Panchayantana Puja of the Smarta tradition of Hinduism. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. Okay. Shiva has many aspects, benevolent as well as fearsome. In benevolent aspects, he's depicted as the omniscient yogi. By the way, if you don't know, yoga means to yoke yourself with the spiritual dawn, and each yoga pose is a prayer to a different god. So, if you're a Christian and you're doing yoga, I would stop. Okay? But anyways, who lives in an aesthetic life on Mount Kailash, or Kailash. Okay. Anyways, we're going to move on here. Now, Do you guys see his skin? It's a little pale, isn't it? Isn't that interesting? Okay. Even more interesting is this is at CERN. This is a Shiva statue of him creating a portal. Right? I want to bring this up first. So Job 38:8. Or who shut up the doors, or who shut up the sea with doors. Now Jonah, it says he went to the heart of the sea, right? Or, took him down into the sea, the fish. Interesting. And when it brake forth as if it had issued out of the womb. So what are they trying to depict here, right? This is where CERN is, or the Large Hadron Collider, right? And who knows, man? And then you had this mock thing here, but it could be fake. You know what I mean? It could be just people trying to rouse stuff and do all that, throw you off. But it very well could have been something, So, anyways. Oops. Okay. Revelation 9:11. Now we have the destroyer coming up out of the bottomless pit. Is this what this is trying to depict here? Okay. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit. Remember? Oh, never mind. I'll get to that. You guys don't remember. Whose name in Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon, the destroyer. Right? This guy, the destroyer. Okay. Now, if you guys been on my channel, I've shown you that this guy is a seraphim, like Satan, right? Satan is called the serpent, the dragon. Seraphim means fiery dragon, or fiery serpent, or burning one, because there's two versions. I'm just learning, like a month ago, that there's actually two versions of these, and I'll show you. But anyways, I want to bring up the fact that they can transform themselves. Okay, they can look like anything. Makes you wonder sometimes. Ready? Hebrews 13:2. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. So these angels are looking like humans. So you mistake them for humans, right? But they can transform into other things too, and animals and stuff, right? You think of like in the pagan cultures and stuff, there was a lot of animals. They call, well, not animals, I'm sorry, familiar spirits who would take the forms of animals and take different forms. So, interesting. 2 Corinthians 11:14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. So we had Satan transformed. Now, this is the first book of Enoch. Jude 1:14 gives a nod to Enoch in his prophecies, and it takes a few verses from that book, from the book of Enoch, where it says, he cometh with 10,000s of his saints. That's in Enoch, and it pulls straight from that. Now, I don't believe it's scripture. It tells us it was it meant to. It's meant to give you background information. Okay. Anyways, here shall stand the angels who have connected themselves with women, and their spirits assuming many different forms are defiling mankind, shall lead them astray into offering up to demons as gods. Like this guy, right? Yeah. All right. Now we're going to get, so this scripture right here, or this passage, names or shows us who death and hell are. They're mentioned right in the same passage here. So, that's not it. That's not it. Here we go. Ezekiel 31, 2 through 5. 2 through 5. Son of man, speak unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt. I want you to pay attention to this part because the destroyer has a huge part to play in Egypt. Yeah. Son of man, speak unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and to his multitude. Whom art thou like in thy greatness? So this is not a human being, guys. I'll show you. Behold, the Assyrian, a.k.a. the destroyer. And the Bible tells him he's the destroyer as well, and I'll show you that. Anyways, behold, the Assyrian was a cedar in Lebanon with fair branches, and with a shadowing shroud, and of a high stature, and its top was among the thick boughs. Pay attention to this part here, guys. The waters made him great. The deep set him up on high with her, ready? Her rivers. So remember, the goddess-oriented Shakti tradition, the supreme goddess Devi, is regarded as the energy and creative power, an equal complementary partner to Shiva. Okay, right? And look what she's doing here. She's you're not necessarily creating, but giving these people, this entity or the destroyer, power. Okay. The deep set him up on high with her rivers running around his plants, and sent out her little rivers into all the trees of the field. Okay. Now we're getting into the goddess Hel, Norse mythology. Tiamat, Hela, basically this Leviathan female deity. And I think I have it here. I should bring this up. No. Right here. Nope. That is not it. I already did this one, so. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. Right here. So first Enoch, chapter 60, and then 7. In that day were two monsters parted. A female monster named Leviathan. Leviathans are mentioned in the Bible, right, in Job, and so is Behemoth. To dwell in the abysses of the ocean, ready, over the fountains of the waters. Okay. Originally the name of the world of the dead, it later came to mean the goddess of death. Hel was one of the children of the trickster god Loki, and her kingdom was said to be downward and northward. It was called Niflheim. So let's go to Niflheim. In Norse mythology, the cold, dark, misty world of the dead, ruled by the goddess Hel. In some accounts, it was the last of the 9 worlds placed into which evil men passed after reaching the region of death. Situated below one of the roots of the world tree, interesting, Yggdrasil, Niflheim contained a well, ready, from which many rivers flowed. Isn't that interesting, right? Now we're going to get into Revelation 17:1. And there came one of the 7 angels, which had 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great beep that sitteth upon many waters. So, what is her name? Hel. What does it say here? Death and hell, or it says, and his name that sat on him was death, or destruction, or the destroyer, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the 4th part of the earth. Huh. Okay. So you see, and then therefore, I want to finish this real quick. Verse 5. Oh wait, no. Her rivers running about his plants, sent out her little rivers into all the trees of the field. Therefore his height, right, he's getting that power, was exalted above all the trees of the field, and his boughs were multiplied, and his branches became long because of the multitude of the waters, when he shot forth. Huh. Yeah. Now let's go to Ra, right? This is an ancient Egyptian god or whatever, deity, the ancient Egyptian deity of the sun. By the 5th dynasty, in the 25th, 24th centuries BC, he had become one of the most important gods of ancient Egyptian religion, identified primarily with the noonday sun. Ra ruled all the parts of the created world, the sky, the earth, ready, and the underworld. Let's go back here, right? Revelation 9:11. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit. Okay. And he was believed to have ruled as the first pharaoh of ancient Egypt. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Son of man, speak unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and to his multitude, or whom art thou like thy in greatness. Now, I want to show you something here. That it's not just a human being. Oops, I want to view chapter. Sorry. The cedars in the garden of God could not hide him. Okay. The garden of God he was in. Okay, this is not some pharaoh, human pharaoh. Okay. All right. Now we're going to see his true form, the Assyrian's true form. Okay. So I should probably show you guys this. That's not it. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to show you that this is the Assyrian here. Okay. Anyways. Rejoice not thou, whole Palestina, because the rod of him that smote thee is broken. For out of the serpent's root shall come forth a cockatrice, and his fruit shall be a fiery flying serpent. Okay, this is what I want to bring up too. Revelation 4. And the first beast was like a lion, and the second beast like a calf, and the third beast had the face of a man, and the fourth beast was as a flying eagle. Right? We hear about the seraphims, right? Now, seraphim means burning one, but it usually is used as a fiery flying serpent. So, Satan, right? And Satan's called the dragon, that old serpent, fiery serpent. He is a seraphim, not a cherubim. Nowhere are cherubims mentioned as serpents, nor does the Bible ever say that he's a cherubim. We assume that he is, right? But he's not. The Bible literally calls him a dragon, a serpent, right? Seraphim literally means fiery serpent, right? And let me show you something here. Isn't this interesting, right? Like a flying eagle, right? And then a serpent. So these two, so Satan rules in the background, right? But the Assyrian is kind of like the hand, I guess you can say, right? He's second in command, basically. And this is an ancient Chinese depiction here, I do believe, or maybe not. You guys get what I mean. Here. Here's another one. Right here. Interesting, isn't it? Because we have this guy as a bird human guy, right? So he's not, so that he changes, right? Where he's at. So, or he probably is human one day. If you think about it, put it in the Elder Scrolls, right? You have these gods they can look human in a way, right? But then they got their dragon aspects, right? So just think of it kind of like that. But yeah, that identifies him there. Okay. Did that one. All right, now we're going to see his identity, right? It literally calls the Assyrian the destroyer. All right, starting in Isaiah 10, 5 through 7. O Syrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. I will send him against the hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him charge, to take spoil and to take prey, to tread them down like the mire of the streets. Howbeit he meaneth not so, neither doth his heart think so. Ready? But it is in his heart to destroy and cut off nations, not a few. So it's identifying him as the destroyer. Okay? Now, let's go to verse 8. For he said, are not my princes altogether kings? He's got princes. He's a chief one, right? Is not Calno as Carchemish? Is it not Hamath as Arpad? Is it not Samaria as Damascus? Ready? Pay attention. As my hand hath found the kingdoms of the idols, and whose graven images did excel them of Jerusalem and of Samaria. Okay. Exodus 12:23. This is where we see his connection to Egypt. There's other scriptures I'm going to bring to you. For the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians, and when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the two sides of the post, the Lord will pass over the door. Ready? And will not suffer the destroyer to come into your houses to smite you. He's using their own chief deity with this last one here, right? This is what Passover is about, right? Which Passover is about Jesus, right? The Messiah. Anyways, interesting. Let's go even a little bit further. Hosea 11:5. He shall not, verse 3 through 5. I taught Ephraim also to go, taking them by their arms. But they knew not that I healed them. I drew them with cords of a man, with bands of love. And I was to them as they take off the yoke on their jaws. And I laid meat unto them. He shall not return into the land of Egypt. Ready? But the Assyrian shall be his king, because they refuse to return. And ready? Pay attention to this part 2. And the sword, or death, right, shall abide on his cities, and shall consume his branches. There's the branches, and devour them, because of their own counsels. And my people are bent to backsliding from me. I kind of want to show you guys something cool here. So, this is from the book called Egyptian Magic. And it's from E.A. Budge. And it talks about serpents and scorpions. Yeah. Now, I don't want to read a lot of this because this is rituals and stuff like that. You guys get that, but I'll just read these parts here. The box wherein is the book surrounded by swarms of serpents and scorpions and reptiles of all kinds, and round it is coiled a serpent which cannot die. Interesting. Go down here. Where the box was, dispersed the serpents and scorpions which were round about the nest of boxes by his words of power, and twice succeeded in, getting the serpents coiled round the box. I don't know why I tried to censor that, because I've been saying all video. But anyways, Luke 10:19. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions. Ready? And over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Okay. How did the destroyer end up in the pit? But I'm going to show you Satan's right there with him. Okay. And verse 18, Luke 10:18 and 19. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Behold, I give unto you, saying now, right? I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. So now these guys are taken out of the way. That's why you don't see all this stuff happening as much as it did back then, right? Satan possessing people and stuff. That's not necessarily happening. Now he's got the demons, right, and these principalities and stuff to do his bidding and stuff, right? Or these guys. So there's still, nonsense that's going on, right? You got demons and all that. But anyways, I want to show you some more evidence of that, though. So John 12:31. Now, this is Jesus saying now, okay? Now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out. Now, I'm not talking preterism, by the way. I still believe there's an end times coming. Okay, I'm not trying to say preterism or anything. All I'm saying is God kind of bound them, right, from doing their shenanigans. So that's why they're in this pit. And then when they come up at the end, right here, and they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in Hebrew tongue is Abaddon. And in the Greek tongue, his name is Apollo. Okay, so they're in the abyss right now, or the bottomless pit, which is kind of like a prison house, per se, right? But somebody is also with him. His son is with him. Okay. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weakest the nations? Okay. Let's go here. So take up this proverb, or verse 4, take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how art the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. Okay? So this Lucifer guy is in charge of a golden city. I wonder where we've heard a golden city before. Sorry. Interesting. Atlantis, right? All the world has a golden city story, okay? And it pretty much was there. And if you want to check out the rise of Atlantis, I'll put it in a card up above or whatever. And I go through all the scriptures that talk about, like the Prince of Tyre, right? It says that he rules that his throne is in the midst of the seas, right? And he talks about flooding it. But anyways, it's a rise of Atlantis and then other stuff too. But anyways. Okay. Now, Lucifer is not Satan. I'm going to show you why. First of all, his name, or the Hebrew wordage, is Hallel ben Shahar. Shahar is a Canaanite god. Satan is not the son of a Canaanite god, right? But the beast of Revelation is, right? Shahar is he's the god of the dawn, right? Ra. Primary with the noonday sun. Huh. Now, Hallel means the shining one. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So we have here Lucifer. So thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of the voiles. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weakest the nations? Actually, I need to show you that. I'm sorry, I forgot it. So it calls him a man. Right here. Verse 16. Okay? Right here. Isaiah 14:16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms? It's a man, not a seraphim, right? Almost said seraphim, but anyways. You guys get what I'm saying? Okay, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning, son of Shahar, son of destruction, right? Because Anyways, I'll get to that. You know what? I will bring it up. That's it. Oh no. Oh, here it is. So, and now, John 17:11-12. Okay. And now I am no more in the world, but and these are in the world, and I come to thee. Holy Father, keep through thine own name, those whom thou hast given, and they may be one, as we are. While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name. Those who gavest me I have kept, and none of them is none of them is lost. Ready? But the son of perdition, the son of destruction, that scripture might be fulfilled. Hold on a second, guys. I apologize. Oh, yes. So let 2 Thessalonians 2:3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there coming a falling away first. Now get this. That apostasy there, what it talks about, it means revolt, rebellion. So this guy is going to be the number one renegade. So be careful of anybody who gets propped up in that position. That's all I'll say about that. But anyways, whoever it is. And the man of sin be revealed, ready? The son of perdition, the son of destruction. So let's go back to Isaiah 14, right? Or I guess not. Where is it? Here we go. So we have the Assyrian, right? So where is it? Right. That I will break the Assyrian in my land, and upon my mountains tread him underfoot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them, and his burden depart off their shoulders. Okay. So we have the Assyrian in the same chapter. You know what? Might as well do it from here. Right? As Lucifer. Right? Verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Ready? Son of the morning. So now you guys see who the beast of Revelation is, if you haven't seen my channel. I've gone over this many a times, but I have many videos on this if you want to check it out. And there was one where I was saying Shiva, is just the face of Lucifer or whatever, and I was wrong on that one too. But anyways, we have this golden city ruler, right? From, in my opinion, Atlantis, right? Or what the Bible, it calls it Babylon, right? So what was Nimrod trying to remake? Interesting, but I digress. Now, I will put the 7 kings, or I did a video called The 7 Kings of Darkness and the 8th. I will put that, and I explain all of that with this one, with the destroyer as well. But anyways, talks about these 5, right? Because in that verse where it says there were 7 the 7 heads are 7 kings, right? 5 are fallen, right? And then there's 2 left or whatever. These are the 5 that are fallen right here, okay? And look what's mentioned last. That's not it. Here we go. My bad. Right here, verse 12. This is chapter 69. And the 5th was named Castia. This is he who showed the children of men death and which destroys everything. Okay. And all wicked smitings of the spirits and demons, and the smitings of the little ones, let's just say, that are not, outside just yet. That's where that comes from, by the way, guys. That it may pass away, and the smitings of the soul, and the bites of the serpent, and the smitings which befall through the noontide heat. Huh, that's interesting. The son of the serpent named Tabiet. So there you guys go. You got this family tree, right? Death and hell, which we know hell is Leviathan, right? Which is a sea dragon. Here. Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't mean to burp in the mic there. What? No. What are you doing? Don't do this to me. I think I spelled pierced wrong. I did. Here we go. Right here. Isaiah 27:1. And that day, the Lord, with his sword and great and strong sword, the word, Jesus, shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. So I forgot to put this in the video, so I'm going to fit it wherever I can at the end here, but we got Osiris, right? Who is the son of Ra. But anyways, Osiris, Egypt, or is the god of fertility or agriculture, the afterlife, the dead, and resurrection, life, and vegetation. Now, we know that the beast comes up out of the pit, right? Out of the bottomless pit. The beast that was right here, right? But is not in John's day, right? So the beast that was, is, and is to come, right? So he's coming again. And we have here the resurrection in life and vegetation in ancient Egypt religion. He was classically depicted as green-skinned deity with a pharaoh's beard, partially mummy-wrapped at the legs, wearing a distinctive Atef crown and holding a symbolic crook and flail. He was one of the first to be associated with the mummy wrap when his brother Set, now Set is Baal or Hadad, Baal Hadad or Marduk, Set, all that basically. Baal came in, wanted Lucifer's power, and got him. Okay, and Set cut him into pieces after killing him. Osiris's wife, the Egyptian goddess, found all the pieces and wrapped up the body, enabling him to return to life, resurrected. And real quick, we're going to talk about the Osiris story. So, the story of Osiris and the Egyptian goddess. Okay, hold on. Okay, brother Furious, Set cut Osiris's body into 14 pieces to make sure that the body was never found again. He hurled the pieces all over Egypt. The next morning, the Egyptian goddess returned to the river with her sister, Nephthys, and her friends to perform the necessary rituals, only to find Osiris's body gone. The Egyptian goddess transformed into a huge bird, right? The screech owl in Isaiah, right? Anyways, if you want to read that scripture, Isaiah 34, I think it is. Just type in the screech owl, Isaiah. It'll come up. And you'll see and look up what screech owl means in the Strongs. It means Lilith or Lael, which is a female night demon. So, anyways, You can go check that out. Okay, anyways, with the help of Netis, Thoth, and Anubis, the Egyptian goddess performed a great act of magic. Very carefully, they began to sew Osiris's body back together. They worked together night after night. When the body was whole once again, they wrapped it head in toe in strips of linen, creating a mummy. On the night of the full moon, the Egyptian goddess used powerful magic to bring her husband back to life. Osiris embraced the Egyptian goddess and thanked her sister and her friends. He told them he would not be able to stay in the world of the living because God said, nuh-uh. Where he would become, or he explained that husband back to life, blah, 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 blah. He would not be able to stay in the world of the living. He explained that having died, he needed to travel to the world of the dead, where he would become the king of the afterlife. Huh. Before he left, Osiris told the Egyptian goddess not to worry. So remember, the beast comes up out of the pit, the bottomless pit, right? The underworld, the world of the dead, right? Okay. Anyways, guys, we're going to end it there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And now you guys get a better picture of who the destroyer is and whatnot, and of course, don't take my word for it. Always look up this information that anyone gives you and see if things be true. Let Jesus water it, right? Don't let me. You know what I mean? I'm just some guy on YouTube. Never trust anyone on YouTube, guys. Always get your information yourself. But anyways, I thank you guys for watching, and you guys have a wonderful day.